Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Is anybody there? And if you are, can you hear me? And if you can hear me, welcome to my hood. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to do a check in with everybody. We are in the countdown before the holidays, and it's crazy. It's a little crazy. I don't know. I was thinking a lot about Applejack today. I did not go through his box, but I might go through his box soon. Yeah, it just has like stuff from the transfer, and then I made a little plaque with a message to him on it, like a memorial, and some little vials and whatnot. And then I just thought, I wonder if anybody else. Hey, Mimi, how are you? Hello, Hope and Victory. How are you? Mm. Yes, indeed. Good vibes. Good vibes. Season's greetings, Mimi. How are you ladies doing? I've been feeling a little overwhelmed this week, emotionally, not just from running around doing stuff, but a little emotionally overwhelmed. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to manage during this season. In general, I think this season is. I think next year I'm going to come up with a plan for the holidays. Like, I mean, not just the holidays, but for the whole year. But I feel like this year I was running and gunning so hard. The heater just kicked on, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. But I was running and gunning so hard this year that I feel like I just stumbled into December, and then I was like, hey, what's going on? Hey, Cinnamon, how are you? I am well. How are you? Hey, Christina. Hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm just checking in on you ladies. How are you doing, Cinnamon? Are you ready for the holidays? Christina, Mimi, Hope and Victory. Hey, Red Blonde, how you doing, Tasha? We're just getting started. I'm in here rambling about my mementos for Applejack that I haven't looked at, and then just that it felt like December. Hey, Kitty, I'm doing. How are you doing? It felt like December just came out of nowhere. Like I just landed in the middle, and it's like, oh, here we are. I'm trying to fix my necklace, but I forget this is in reverse. Okay. Anyway. Um, yeah. Hey, Cheyenne, you made it home. I was gonna text you earlier, and then I was just like, she's probably asleep. um, she's probably asleep. Hey, Missy C60. Um, yes, Red Blonde Chick and Christina are saying it came out of nowhere. It sure did. It sure did. And I mean, we know it's coming, but then it just felt like, I don't know. For me, it was like a button clicked on of like, oh my God, it's the end of the year. It's the last month of the year. And I think it brought a little sadness for all that would not be. And I try not to do that because I do, like, I'm so grateful to be alive. Like, I know everybody ain't made it. I'm so, so grateful to be alive. So I try not to, like, dread a new day or a new month. But I'm not gonna lie. I have not woken up every day in December and been like, oh my God, yay, it's another day. I've been struggling. I've been struggling this month in particular. So, not that I want to get through to the other side. I've been trying to explore, like, what's happening. But, busy as you can be, I don't like the rushing time. But I kind of just like to get it over with. Yeah, I know that's right, Cinnamon. And I also had to stop myself because it is a busy time of the year, and I realized like, oh, I'm distracting myself from my emotions. So I took the last couple of days to just sit with my emotions. But to each his own. But yeah, I do relate to the getting it over with because otherwise you just drag it out and out and out. You made it home safely, only a 5 hour flight. Oh, nice. Okay. Was it a direct flight? Did they fly directly into? That's nice. Girl, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And then you actually can fall asleep. Um, Thank you, Red Blonde Chick. Thank you for allowing me space and grace. It is, I know we're all in it together. It is just like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. I have cried twice already today. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm just going to let it out. Well, one of them for sure, I know I was crying about Applejack. And then the other one was more like, I don't know, just like a heaviness. Thank you. Just like a heaviness of, I don't know. I got a journal because I should know. I know it's tied to TTC. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. And I've said it before because I know sometimes you guys are like, how do you stay positive? And it's not that I stay positive, I stay focused. And right now, I'm struggling to stay focused. I'm struggling. And so it scares me a little bit. Thank you, Christina. Hey, Genesis. How are you? Um, so, yeah, like, which is why I feel like I got to clear my head so that I can get refocused because if I'm not focused, I ain't gonna make it, y'all. So I gotta like I'm gonna give myself grace for the rest of this month, but I am not focused, and so I gotta change that. You had a 20-minute layover in Dallas. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Oh my God, that's running through the airport though, depending on where your flight is coming from and going to. Um, but I'm glad that you made it safely. I'm glad I got to see you. Yeah, so it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. And Cheyenne is in the Bronx, my Cheyenne, and she sent a note, that she's worried about the virus spiking, and so she's not going to come back over here as much, and she's going to like re-enhance her protocols. I mean, I feel like we always have stayed tight with our protocols in the house. Maybe she means she's going to wear a mask around me. I don't know. But that's scary too. It's a lot of unknowns. I feel like um, I came into this year like not Ghostbusters, oh my God. Like gangbusters, and I feel like I'm just going out, just like squeaking along, trying to drag myself into the new year. And don't get me wrong, I want it to be a new year because, I feel like that's always filled with hope. But I came in with so much hope, and it's just like a lot didn't come through. So just trying to reconcile like what that looks like. But I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful my mom is in good health, my sister is in good health, my daughter is in good health. So I'm grateful for all those things. But it is like this other I don't know what the other is, but it's sorry guys, I'm gonna get it together. I promise. I did not plan to come on here snotting, so I'm gonna knock it off. It's a moment in time. It too shall pass, right? I'm gonna have to switch my matcha out for some wine right now. Hey VC, how are you? Hi Andrea. I've been feeling deflated as everyone around me prepares to celebrate the holiday with their children. I usually push through, but I'm giving myself permission to sulk. Yeah, absolutely, Moni. Absolutely. Um, yeah, we have those moments. We do. It will get better. Mm, everything's gonna be all right. Mm. I just need some air. It's interesting too because I feel like, and you guys let me know what you think, but I feel like the coronavirus, the pandemic has heightened my respect for Christmas and the holidays because I feel like I took it for granted of like, oh yeah, I'll go, I won't go, or whatever. Oh, I don't feel like seeing them. And then with so many people we have lost, whether from coronavirus or whatever, I maybe I'm of that age. I've lost a lot of people in the last 2 years. I just respect it more. Like that time is valuable with our loved ones. You know what I mean? That time is valuable. And that's where at least I have created a lot of my memories from that. Like all of my happy memories from childhood include all the holidays. Even if I was like somebody getting drunk or crazy, like I got to play with my cousins, I got to love on them. And so in my mind, the holidays mean family. And that's where it gets conflated with the fertility because I'm trying to extend my family. But maybe that's why in my heart, I feel like I'm on this path. I'm more determined to be on this path. Even through all the uncertainty. Because there's always been uncertainty. There's going to continue to be uncertainty. I mean, that's what life is about. If we had all the answers coming in, why would we be here? That sounds boring. It'd be like, let's play Monopoly, and every time you know exactly which way to go on the board, and you win every time. That would get old so fast, and nobody would want to play with you. So we don't have all the answers, nor we should be living to learn. In my opinion, I'm living to learn. Y'all do what y'all gonna do. Let me not project my path of life onto you. Let me put these glasses back on though so I can see these comments. Thank you, Shakila. Hey, hi Tanya, happy Vlogmas. I've been watching you guys' Vlogmases. Y'all are adorable. If you guys are watching Vlogmases, Tanya and Aunt have been doing Vlogmas and they have some cute stuff going on over there. They're funny in general. I swear your mother-in-law needs her own YouTube channel, ma'am. So, thank you, Cheyenne. Time is so valuable. You either get it and make the memory in that moment, or you don't. It doesn't come around again with the same circumstances. It's so true, Laura. And that's another thing that I've really picked up on during this pandemic is the value of our time. Like that is our most valuable resource, right? So I've been making conscious decisions to spend it wisely. And I mean, that's a whole other thing. I talk about it on the other channel, but like I'm taking inventory of who I spend time with, who I give my energy to, just because I can't get that time back, right? So I want it to be meaningful. There's like an old saying, or I don't even know if it's an old saying. I heard it a while ago. I feel like I heard it in 2014 at a conference in Vegas. Or no, it was 2017. But if somebody wastes 15 minutes of your time, the last 10 minutes are your fault. I was like, oh, okay. And really, I mean, they're talking about it in a business sense, like if somebody grabs you, but I feel like in regular life too, like if somebody has a bunch of foolishness and you know it's foolishness and you listen to it for 15 minutes, the last 10 minutes are your fault. Like you should have excused yourself. But I would reframe it now, right? Instead of faulting myself. But, and make it like the last 10 minutes were my conscious choice because I stood there and did not move. Living to learn. Yeah. This year and this last month have made me grateful and let go. And like, God, I had to let go of what I can't control. I know, Genesis, and you had so much going on, girl. Oh my God, you are so strong. Hey Rose, how are you? Welcome. Oh, I love this little picture with the purple on there. That's cute. Yeah, it's been I think everybody like who has time and luxury to think about it has thought about their lives in different ways, right? Or their life in a different way of like how they spend time, how they spend money, what they put energy into. Because it's like it is a scarce resource. We don't have an infinite amount of time. We don't have an infinite amount of time in this body or with the people in our lives still being in our lives. You know what I mean? Like, and as I get older, I understand that more. But it's crazy. Oh my God, you guys! Yesterday I signed back into Facebook, which I hadn't really been on there in 2 years. I hope it's not crazy, but already. There's something, and I already know that it's not where I want to spend my energy in 2022. But I had to sign in. I was trying to work. There are these two brands, and they want you to log into your Instagram to see the analytics, but you have to log into the Facebook to get to the Instagram, which I don't even, my Instagram is not connected to that Facebook, so I got to figure that out. But it was already hotmess.com. Like, people were, as soon as I logged in, people were messengering me, so I just had to send a note like, hey, I'm only back here for a week. Please don't messenger me. Because it's just a thing that I could see myself getting sucked into, and some people, they wouldn't talk about nothing. My nephew did hit me up though, from my oldest brother who's in prison, and it was an old post. He was like, my dad wants you to know that he loves you and he'll always love you. And I was just like, oh my God. So that, I have to amend my relationship with my brother next year. At least if I make an effort to not move forward with him in my life, I have to have that conversation with him. I just haven't spoken to him since I moved to New York, since 2008. And so I need to make conscious decisions about all of that. Sorry guys, I'm behind on these. To work on myself in 2022. Oh, hi, Moni. Tony is her name. You know what? She's good. She actually sent me a text message earlier that I don't even know if I responded to. She had been busy around Thanksgiving. Her kids live in, yeah, she did. Hey. She's a texter. I'm not a big texter because I have these nails on, but she's good. I had invited her over when Cheyenne's friend was visiting at the beginning of December, but again, she was busy. Or, yeah, end of November, beginning of December, she was busy with her daughters and her grandkids. But yeah, the girls are here. If you come over, if you go over to Becoming Tanika, you'll see them because they're on there all the time. I just did more footage of them. Sorry, I wasn't trying to do anything to you. I was trying to show your sweater. She get mad at me for hanging her up like that. Here, what about if I put her on my shoulder? Can they just see your sweater? No? Okay. So this is Justice, and Liberty is over on the couch looking like, why is Justice getting picked up? What's going on over there? But yeah, maybe she'll come over tomorrow. I'll invite her. Do a little charcuterie board and some wine. That might be fun. She cracks me up. She's very funny. But I did go out this last week, Wednesday. I had a work event. It was the teams were going out, and then I met with Cheyenne, who was here from Vegas. And so that was good to be out and about. I have to learn to let go. And change. Oh, that's the, oh my God, what is that? That's the prayer, the Serenity Prayer. God, give me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I needed that. Thanks, Genesis and Tanya and Ed. I needed that. That is it. Grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah. That's all we can do, right? Then that takes down the anxiety, the unknown. It doesn't take away the desire, though. The want. The want is strong and real. Is anybody traveling for the holidays? I don't think I'm gonna go to California. I'll know for sure by Wednesday, but I don't think I'm gonna go. It is, and I have to come back to work. My first day for work is Tuesday in the new year, which I think is the 4th. And I gotta be tested when I go in. Oh my God, I went to work last week and we had to wear our masks because the governor of New York made this thing of like, if you're in mixed vaccination states, like meaning if some are vaccinated, some are not, or you might be exposed to those who are not. Everybody has to wear a mask, which was annoying. So that started last week. So when I went in on Wednesday, I didn't even go in until the afternoon, but I was not a happy camper. So on the 27th for New York City, so the 5 boroughs, not all of New York State, the mayor, who is gone on the 31st, so I don't even know if it is real because we're changing it, but I don't know if it's going to stick because the new mayor may come in and say no. But anyway, the mayor, de Blasio, is making it mandatory that everybody be vaccinated, even with private employers. And so, or private employers over 100 people, something like that. Whatever it is, it falls under us. And so, hopefully, that means we don't have to wear a mask in the new year. Moni said, sibling relationships can be challenging. I have a sister that I love dearly, but she's not allowed into my life. Too much toxicity. It breaks my heart. But I decided to choose me after years of hurt. Yeah, Moni. That's where I am. And the thing is why I say I need to have a conversation with him, because he may have changed since then, right? That was 2008, so that's over 10 years ago. But it was a very toxic relationship. He's in prison, and the toxicity was coming from, he wanted me to keep traveling to see him, and he kept saying, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, I did all of, after all I did for you. And I just basically told him, well, let's put a dollar amount on it so I can get it back to you. Because and it sounds slick. I mean, it is kind of slick, but I meant it in earnest of like, but that was me like fighting through my closed throat chakra. So I just spit it out there. It was meant for me to have an end date, because I feel like I'm doing these things because I'm indebted to you, and I want to know, how do I get out of this debt? Because I would like to do things just because I would like to do them. Right. And that was the 2008 me. Now I'm not doing it. No. But I didn't have the words. I didn't have the strength to push the words out. And so my solution for my own sanity was to walk away. So I just haven't spoken to him since then. But we'll see. Maybe he's mellowed. I mean, he was in his 30s at that point. He's in his 50s now. So we'll see. VC, no traveling for me, spending with my partner and our cat, but we'll be cooking as if people are coming. Oh, I know that's right, girl. What are you doing for dessert? I might be cooking like people are coming over. I've been craving sweets. Oh my God, it was crazy. I ordered biscuits this morning, these buttermilk biscuits, and I got 2. They come with the spreads. I got 2 spreads. One was a butter molasses, and the other one was strawberry lemon jam. It's either strawberry lemon or strawberry raspberry. It was good though. I should have got 2 of those spreads. Now I'm trying to figure out, how do I call these people and tell them I want to buy like a jar of that jam, because it was so good. But yeah, I'm gonna be cooking like it's 2 people. I don't think we're going to California either. Yeah, it is. It's so hectic, and it's hectic, and people are emotional. Do you know what I mean? Aside from the normal, like, okay, we're crowded, let's get it through. Because I've had those times, like traveling for business, where it gets hectic, but its emotions are flying high. I don't know. It's a lot. I mean, I guess it does make sense if we have all these memories associated with holidays and our childhood. All of our childhood wasn't good. All of the holidays were. So maybe that's part of it too. And I always feel like a little kid going to my mom to see my mom. I always want her to be proud of me. I want to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever feel like a grown-ass woman. I mean, I swear. So, obviously, I'm grown, and my mom swears, which I didn't do as a child, or not in front of my mama. But I do. There's a part of me that feels still like a little kid with my mom. I'm taking a mega bus to visit my parents for Christmas on the 23rd. It's stressful because of Omicron, yeah, but I'm getting my booster. I'm like, good for you, I got my booster. What is a mega bus? Is that like a double decker? Like what they have in London? Girl. And you're going on the 23rd, so that's a Thursday. So next Thursday, right? That should be good. That shouldn't be too crazy. Yes, Andrea. Now, what I'm cooking, I don't know. I'm gonna do my menu selection tomorrow. Definitely not a turkey, not a whole turkey. We didn't even do a whole turkey for Thanksgiving. We did turkey breast, but we'll see. I know I'm doing sweets because we didn't do a sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving because the kids wanted a cheesecake and I don't even remember what the other dessert was. And I was like, well, let's not make too much because I don't want my refrigerator clogged up with stuff. And I'm not a big leftover person. So if I'm not eating it in like the next day or the day after, it's going in the trash. So I'm making sweet potato pie, if nothing else, and collard greens and mac and cheese. Then we'll figure out from there. And then, are any of you guys doing like a big New Year's Eve dinner? Because it's supposed to be like black eyed peas bring prosperity. I usually do gumbo on the first. I don't know though. Yeah, how do you do gumbo for three people though? It would be me, Cheyenne, and her boyfriend. I'm not sure if his mom is coming to America um for the holidays. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some like king crab legs. I have to specify because I've been watching some videos where they call it crab legs and they're like that. I'm like, stop playing with me. Anyway, both your parents are boosted, and if I skipped it, it would be it would be a guilt bonanza. Oh no! Oh my god, my mom has not been boosted. Do you have to travel, Alexandra, to get there, or is it close? Like, are you getting on a plane, switching time zones? That's like me and my sister on my mom's side is my heart, but my two sisters on my daddy's side, we are like oil and water. They don't like me for whatever reason, and I'm cool with that. I know that's right. Don't lose no sleep over it, Tanya. You gonna be all right. Oh no, that's rough. So my youngest sister from my father, Jamie, I am trying to build a relationship with her now. Like I would say over maybe the last 2-3 years. I think last year I sent her a note like I want to make a conscious effort to build a relationship. But like when my dad was alive, it was hard. It was emotional. I'm not gonna say it was hard to see him be so affectionate with her. Not that I begrudge her that, but it just clicked in my head. Oh, so you do know how to love. You just didn't want to love me. You know what I mean? Like it was, so that part was hard, but I'm building a relationship with her. I mean, and she was a kid. Like she's 12 and a half years younger. Actually, she's 12 years younger than me because her birthday's in March. My other sister is 12 and a half because her birthday's in December. But yeah, and start playing gypsy guilt music. Not guilt. Girl, well, you better go ahead and go. Oh my God. You do a big dinner for New Year's Eve. Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. I might have to invite some people out. I might have to get Tony to come over here. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Fish, collard greens, black eyed peas for New Year. Oh, I like that. What kind of fish? Are you gonna do like catfish or red snapper? Maybe I'll do fish instead of and then that offsets my calories for the pies that are definitely going to be eaten. Baby, there's gonna be some pies. Hey, Mrs. Living in Hope, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Haven't thought about a New Year meal. I know I won't drink since I'm cleansing my system for my second IVF. So when are you stopping drinking? Are you gonna drink on Christmas or are you just not doing New Year's? Hey, Miss Sun, how are you? Hey, S. Willie, how are you? How you doing, sis? Yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing out the New Year's meals while we on here and talking. I'm like, that I do look forward to, and I do believe that it brings in prosperity, whether imagined or I'm just manifesting the prosperity after doing it. But I notice the difference when I don't have black eyed peas at the top of the year. You're gonna steal that too. It's a good one. It really is. With a little ham hock in there, girl. What you know about that? Oh, snapper. Oh, I love that. Gumbo sauce. So, Moni, I'm gonna do snapper for Christmas. I'm gonna do the gumbo for the New Year. Gumbo and a side of black eyed peas and rice. So it all goes together at the end. But I don't cook the black eyed peas in with the gumbo. It's like separate, but it basically is all in the same rice. You can separate it if you don't want your pork and your fish together or your seafood together. If you're a food purist, but I'm like, it's all going the same direction. So I'm gonna get it all together. You'll cook black eyed peas, Miss. Yes, we cook black. Okay, we do too. I don't know where that tradition comes from. Yes, I am feeling the pies, Tasha. Oh my god, at least the sweet potato pie. That's the only time of year I can really, get down with the pies. I am a pie person. I'm not a cake person, and usually people are not eating pies all year round or serving pies all year round. So I will, at work they'll do like cakes. I'm not really a cake girl. A cupcake, it's like a little cake. But the pies, this is the season. And during the year, I never cook them. Like you can get a cheesecake because it's New York, and which is a pie, and have a slice of that. But it ain't all good. But sweet potato pie, I haven't found one. Although I saw somebody, a YouTuber, who was like, "Is Patti LaBelle making pies that are already cooked, or was he making?" He had jokes because he was eating a Patti. What he said was a Patti LaBelle pie, and was about to lose his mind. So I might have to put patties up against my grandma's recipe and see what it do. Patty might be up short. Um, oh, girl. Andrea, my plans for 2022 are to walk into it alive. That's the only plan I have for it right now is walk into it alive. And then if we get that far, we'll come up with plan two, plan B. But yeah. What's Palo? Mrs. Living in Hope. What is LLP Cheyenne is asking? Congratulations, Giovanna. Oh, wow. You have a January 2020 daughter and a November 2021 daughter? But I'm exclusively pumping 10 ounces, 15-minute sessions. Oh, wow. Why were you unable to nurse? I think so too, Tasha. I think so too. Oh, have you tried patties? I'm just saying on GP. I haven't tried patties, but honey, I used to when I was in the brownstone, I used to make it for the neighbors too, and then they would come over and get theirs the morning of, and I would do make brunch for them and give them a pie. It was one of the nice. Patty has pies, cakes, and cobblers available at Walmart. Damn, ain't no Walmart here. Okay, Patty. I wonder what that distribution is like, though. Where are they shipping from to get it to all the Walmarts? Like, is it like a oh my God, what is that one? Like a Mrs. Smith's? Is that right? The frozen pie, like where you is it called Mrs. Smith? Like I don't want to be racist when you go to white people's house. And they have like the pies, like apple pie that they pull out of the freezer. Is that called Mrs. Smith? Mrs. Jones? I know it's Mrs. something because the Mrs. part bothers me. Like, why? Why couldn't it be Mr. Jones? Well, okay, Patty. I didn't know that. I think she has some seasonings too. No. Patty was on a commercial for diabetes. She was on a commercial cooking something and talking about how to help with your diabetes. And now she has a line of pies, cobblers. Oh my God. Peach cobbler, that would be good. I know my mom is probably going to make a peach cobbler this year. Oh my God. I will tell you, when I was home last year, even though my mom was sick, like she'd have her up days in between chemo and she would go in there and make all kinds of desserts. Like, oh my God. I don't know how I didn't come home like 4 sizes bigger. Because she made sure we ate. Yeah, Andre, it definitely depends on who makes it. I can't eat anybody's anything. Okay, palo is like a gumbo paella with peas, meat, and rice. Okay, that's cool. I love paella. I'm not a peas girl though, but all of the other stuff sounds good. Anything gumbo adjacent, gumbo like, it's good. Uh oh. At Mana's restaurant in Harlem, best soul food buffet I found. Mana's. Oh, okay. You had me until buffet. I'm not a buffet girl, but if I might go over there and try a pie. Um, Too sweet. Okay. Oh, interesting that she's making sweet pies and making diabetes commercials. Oh my god. Um, okay. Rose likes the pies. Her pies are good. Capital G, Mrs. Fields. Is it Mrs. Fields? I thought Mrs. Fields made the cookies. I don't know if Mrs. Fields makes pies. I think I think the other one is Mrs. Smith's. Oh my god. But is that how Patty is? No, it's not coming. Is that how Patty is selling her pies too? Because at first I was thinking, which it can't be if it's going to all the Walmarts. You know how you have like that one lady from church who had a pie business and it was wrapped up and. But I mean, it's Patty and it's Walmart, so that's not what's going. But I was thinking it was like more custom. Yeah, it is Mrs. Smith's. Okay. I was like, oh, I can't. Can I show you guys? It's backwards, so. But I just blew it up. Mrs. Smith's cobbler, real fruit. But these are, that's, I'm wondering if Patty's is like that. You see all the different, whoa, hi. The different types. It's reverse for you guys because I can read it, so I know it's reverse for you. Ooh, what's made with coconut milk? Oh, the dish. Palau. I know I'm butchering it. You guys know I'm a hooked on phonics kid. Oh yes, thumbs up for the hey Shar for the live stream, ladies, please. Thank you. Thanks, Shy. Um, Patty's products aren't okay. They're fresh in the bakery section, and yes, Patty's a diabetic pushing pie, baby. Well, wasn't Paula Dean a diabetic pushing something fried too? Listen, get your coins, sis. Get your coins. I'm not gonna question nobody's Cheerio money. That's why I'm an informed consumer. I was watching. Oh, I'm a member of a group of. I think I told you guys that Nick and Carlos. So we had a session, and they were talking about. Oh my god, Chick-fil-A, and I was like, I won't patronize Chick-fil-A because they're against the LGBTQ community, and they were like, well, the people are nice to me in there, and I'm like, yeah, but you're literally funding hate. Like they could try to take some legislation against you with the money that you're spending. Not the people that work in the store, but the people in the corporate office making the decisions. Starbucks supports prison labor. Like they are paying some poor human being 2 cents to make their cups or whatever. So I don't shop at Starbucks. Like I just don't spend my money if the corporate values are not in alignment with my values. Just like if I learned Popeyes was investing in lynch ropes, you know what I mean? Like, am I gonna keep spending my money there? Like, that seems questionable to me. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead, Patty, get your coin, sis. Now this I agree with Mrs. Living in Hope. I would love to see Patty in concert. Have you heard her rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Y'all know Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie. Patty kills Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Like chills, goosebumps, hair standing up. Like Patty can sing, and that song she sings. Ooh, banana pudding. I can't. Oh, my mom made banana pudding while we were there too. She did, baby. My mom made a whole bunch of stuff. I did not, Genesis. Did you? Have you figured out what you're gonna leave in 2021? Mrs. Living in Hope is saying it's too sweet too. Oh, Shar said banana pudding is one of the American desserts I can't get behind. Haven't had one I like. Oh my god. Okay. Even with the vanilla wafers, tell me about the pudding you had, Shar. Let me vet it. Maybe it wasn't official. Um Oh no, Mrs. Living in Hope is saying the same thing. Who didn't love banana? Oh my God, with the vanilla wafers, y'all must not have had a good one. Or maybe you don't. I don't even. I'm not even a fan of like bananas. Like I can't do a smoothie with a banana in it. I won't do it. But a banana, put it, baby. Um, no, ma'am. I love bananas. I can't tolerate pudding, but putting them together is ooey. I can tolerate pudding, but putting them together is ooey. Okay, listen. That's more pudding for the rest of us, Shar. I am not mad. Um, I love banana pudding. It's my favorite dessert ever. Patty's rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow is the definitive version. No other even compare. Exactly, Moni. Exactly. Baby. Um, oh, I didn't even know Starbucks did that. So I wasn't fooling with Starbucks. Every now and then I would dibble dabble, but then when I found out about the prison labor, um, it was actually a documentary. I think it was the documentary 13, and then I looked it up. And then of course they had the whole thing where they got those young men arrested in Philadelphia. Like who thought that was okay? And then they had the sensitivity training. But yeah, I didn't. I mean, I'm not surprised they told him not to wear it, but I didn't hear about that. Excuse me. But I know a lot of TTC sisters go get jobs at Starbucks so they can get benefits. So, I mean, I can't support it. I can't fund it. But again, I'm not trying to take nobody's Cheerio money. So if people find employment there and whatever else, and you don't feel like you're sacrificing your dignity, but why not? Why not let them wear the BLM? I mean, I guess I could ride hard on this either way. Were there other movements that they also refuse? Is there a policy? But that seems like everybody was last year trying to jump on the bandwagon. So at least from that perspective, like, why not? Although I will say, I went to, where was I? I don't remember where I was. It was somewhere when I first came back to New York last year. And there was a white man standing next to me, and he had on a thing that said Black Lives Matter. And at first I wanted to say thank you, but then I was like, why do I need to thank him for acknowledging that my life matters? You know what I mean? Is he talking to, it was very weird. But I think more importantly than them banning, if they are they giving scholarships to black students, or I mean, because clearly they're supporting the preschool to prison pipeline because that's how they get their products, like the cups. They're, what are they called? Disposable goods. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but you guys know what I mean. Like, this is not a Starbucks cup, but this, if this was a disposable straw, whatever, they're using prison labor. So, yeah. Let me not go off on a tangent about corporate America right now. Oh, you never heard of it until you lived in the U.S.? Interesting. I wonder where it came from. I see it among a lot of people of color. Did it come from the South? And then where did they get it from? Because I feel like at least, Cheyenne is dating Francis. He's Dominican. And they do a lot of plantain. Has anybody heard of a plantain pudding? Or did we just get to America and decide like, oh, let's put this with some vanilla wafers? Oh, it's called Straight Out of Oz. Is it a musical? I absolutely love The Wizard of Oz. I love the message. You always had the power. You just had to believe. It's the recurring theme in my life. Oh, you're leaving a girl? Well, that's a hell of a thing. Bananas are ravioli. Make mine without them. Oh my God. Okay. We make a bouchée de Noël, which is a chocolate cake that's shaped like a log. Oh, I think I've seen those. I've not tasted it, but I've seen that. It sounds yummy. Bouche is mouth of Noel. Like if you say ferme ta bouche, isn't that like stop your mouth, shut your mouth? A Starbucks is their IVF coverage, right, for their employees. It's a German thing. I've definitely seen it. Oh, it's German, so Bush is something else. And it probably sounds a lot harder than how I'm saying it. Yeah, they didn't want to offend customers. You didn't want to offend customers. Shouldn't the customers who don't think Black Lives Matter leave? See, that's that talking out of both sides of their mouth. Because they didn't want people coming in there talking about all lives matter. Why are you? Mm-mm. Bye. Okay. Plantain is seen as a more savory than sweet in the Caribbean, so no plantain pudding here. Okay, that's good to know. Interesting. So where did I'm a Southern girl and banana pudding's very popular down here. Peach cobbler and sweet potato pie too. Yes, definitely same Moni. Oh my God, yeah. I've had it with Nilla wafers, chessman cookies, baked, not baked. It's just not for me, but that's okay. There's something for everybody, and I'm fluffy enough. Oh my God, I love it. I don't think I've had a chessman cookie, but I definitely have vanilla wafers. Um, but only in my banana pudding. I don't eat them outside of that. But it helps because I'm not a big banana eater. Make it like not mushy. I don't know why pudding doesn't feel mushy to me, but there's something about like sometimes bananas just feel like slick on the tongue or like a coating. I don't know what it is. Like mucusy almost. I ate a lot of plantain while we were in the Bronx. I've never had the pudding. Girl, you should have went over to Cheyenne and Francis's. They would have made you some authentic Dominican food. It's a digital album he wrong and did, and it should say bananas are racist. It's a digital album? Who's a digital album, Genesis? Caribbean people fry or boil plantain a lot. However, it's not served as a sweet dish or in a pudding. Okay, I didn't know about the plantain. It looks like a banana to me, so I'm always assuming like it's. But that's good to know. I didn't know it was only done savory. Um, I am not a plantain girl. Like I've had them, and maybe that is. No, I don't know. I think I had a preconception I wasn't gonna like them because I thought they were banana like, but then people were serving them like fries and toasted, and it, I don't know. It's just not for me. The chemical sprayed on the bananas probably gives a coating on the tongue. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I didn't realize they were spraying them with chemicals. Yeah, I just don't know. And it penetrates through the skin because I feel like when you slice the banana, you know where the seeds are on the inside? It just feels like slick. Hey, Storm. I love banana pudding also. I've noticed that some people who tried it often eat the jello banana pudding version. Oh, real banana pudding does not taste that way. Oh, I didn't know jello made a banana pudding. Uh, okay. Like they're eating jello pudding that's flavored like banana? That doesn't sound good. I actually don't think I've eaten anything banana flavored. That doesn't sound good. Um, okay, we do make plantain tarts, plantain and a crap ton of sugar. Okay. So they are just generally not sweet. They're not because bananas are pretty sweet, and then as they ripen, they get sweeter. Although, like when my mom does banana bread, I can eat banana bread, even though those are ripe bananas. I don't know if it's the bready. It has a tartness, tanginess, which I like. Very dense bread. That it's a German thing, so I just paired them. The only time our German heritage comes up is I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, then it's mouth, like ferme ta bouche is to shut your mouth. So it's maybe the mouth, maybe, but not translated literally mouth, but like the taste of Noel. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe that's what the French is fancy like that. Like if you say the literal translation for daydreaming is building sandcastles in the sky, but it's meant as you were daydreaming. So it just could be like the taste of Christmas, the taste of Noel. I eat bananas, but I don't like anything with bananas. I love banana. Oh, I love banana bread too. I love plantain in my fish pepper soup. You lost me at fish in a soup and a pepper. Did you have that while you were here? And are you eating them fried? You're not just dipping a plantain in the, right? Are you doing it like when they do the chips? The chemical they spray is ethylene. It allows for controlled ripening of fruits and vegetables so they can time them for importation. It wouldn't produce a film. It's used across a range of imports. Okay. Oh, interesting. Control ripening. That makes sense. Okay. All of these things of like, how do things get here? How are they stored? Who's storing them? Like, everything in the supply chain. Um, they get ripe. The longer you leave them, we use green ones for savory dishes and the riper ones for frying. Okay. Is your family Creole? My family is not Creole. I've never had homemade gumbo. I plan to try it during my next visit to New Orleans. My family is not, but I feel like this is gonna sound weird. I have relatives who are, and I only say it that way because like they're not. It's not in my bloodline, but they're still my relatives. And I know my mom went to New Orleans a lot when I was young. I remember having dolls from there, and I was amazed because they were black dolls. And they would have these very ornate dresses on them. But I don't know if that's why we eat gumbo. Like, I'd have to ask her. But we do gumbo New Year's, gumbo and black eyed peas, like for as long as I can remember. Christmas, when we were younger, I can't say probably in the last 5 years, my mom also made tamales. The savory ones, we didn't do sweet tamales. And I don't know. I think we're just like a mosh posh. Oh my God, I need to edit. I did my ancestry DNA. Like, it's a little more mixed than I actually even imagined. But I don't think I don't think it's in my bloodline. That's a long way of saying that. I just got up and made rice and beans because this combo made me hungry. Oh, make me some too. Oh my God, I've been eating tortillas with butter, like tortillas you put on the stove on the fire and rub some butter on it and then sprinkle some cheese in there and roll it up. I had it with tomato soup last week. Oh my, it was so good. It was so yummy. All the carbs, all the tings. Um, Random, useless. It's very useful. It's popular at all African restaurants. You have the option of fish or goat. Okay. I have not eaten at an African restaurant. I know you said you went to a bunch on the Bronx. I have not. I feel like I need someone to go with me. Like the first time I went to Indian, like I had to have someone who knew me and knew the food. I'm not that adventurous. Maybe that's something I should try in 2022. Be more adventurous with my food. Andrea, my mom, sometimes makes plantains, but that's because her ex-boyfriend who passed away, was from Cuba, and they eat that a lot down there. Yes, they do. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, Storm, on New Year. Yep, that's right. It's supposed to bring prosperity into the new year. Plantains are good. They're just more starchy. Ooh, okay. Yeah, definitely not for me. I've never tried African food. I want to try. I do too. I want to try all of it. Why not? Why not mix it up a little bit? Maybe that'll be my meal planning for 2022. It's like I need some different flavors in my life. See what's really going on. Yeah. Well, it sounds like none of us are going to be starving for the holidays, which I'm here for that. None of us are going to starve, and we're going to eat well on New Year's Eve, too. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Do they? A lot of African restaurants. I know there's... Oh, I'm going to point like you know where I'm pointing. There's one across the street, right on the corner, across from Atomic Wings. I need an escort. You know what I mean? I need like a tour guide to go with me because I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. There was one that was by my old place. It was on the corner of 139th. They had a lot of lamb. Um, it was like French African, which I think means they were on the west. They were from the west side of the continent, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it just, I don't know. I think that's gonna be on my list is to be more exploratory with food. The foods that I've tried that are not the ones that I've grown up with, and even though I grew up in California, the food that I grew up was very southern. Um, my great grandma was well, and my grandma too. Anyway, the food that I've tried outside of that is because I've traveled there, and I haven't traveled anywhere in Africa, so I don't really like have a good sense of it. But maybe I'll pick a place that I want to go in Africa, and I'll get a book on that, and then I can test around here and see, and then I could compare it to see how good it is in Harlem compared to how good it is where it comes from. Because tacos in New York is hit or miss. Some of them ain't been to Mexico making these tacos. They ain't been. They making a rendition of a rendition of a rendition of a rendition. That person might have grew up in California and then they moved to Texas and their relatives told them, "Oh, well, we were originally from Mexico and here's what we used to eat like," but they never tasted what a real taco tasted like. Um, I am not Christmas shopping this year, Moni, so I am done. Tired of the commercialism. I'm going to change how my family and I celebrate the holiday. More homemade gifts from the heart. Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm not Christmas shopping this year. I think that was also one of my big reveals from COVID. Like that shit don't really matter. You know what I mean? It's you got to show people you love them, and you have to show them every day. It can't be just about that one day of the year. And I think for baby number two, that's going to be lessened from day one. I don't. Am also not a fan of the commercialism and the build up of like you get all this stuff on this one day, and no mention of why we even have the day. So yeah, I'm done because I'm not doing it. And I mean, and it's not a surprise. Like my family knows already. But I've never been a big, let's buy a bunch of stuff for one day person anyway. Like I feel like birthdays are bigger because that's that person's day. Yeah, I don't. Mm-mm. And psychologically, I just feel like Christmas is rough. A lot of people going broke trying to put stuff under a tree. People running around. People at the mall, like when I lived in LA, honking, cursing people out over a parking space. Like, is this the reason for the season? You know what I mean? Like, what are we teaching each other? What's the lesson in that? Um, I don't know. Ooh, Vietnamese food sounds good. Taking on international cuisine. The French you would love there. Okay. So I found out I have West African in my bloodline. Um, Mali, I don't know. I think Benin too. I now want to pull it up, but yes, I am. And Nigerian. Uh, we're going in on New York tacos. It is a hit or miss. Oh my God, it is. If you know a real taco, you know some of these people out here faking. Hey Freya, how are you? We only do Christmas gifts for the kids. Oh, I like that. I like that. And you guys do minimalism anyway, Freya. So I wonder if it's even more simplified because I wasn't always of that mind. Like when Cheyenne was growing up, I would try to buy a lot of stuff, and I think that's kind of what turned me on it. Because even to this day, my daughter likes to accumulate stuff, and I feel like I set her up for that. It makes it a little difficult. Yeah. I just worry about the messaging, like the ultimate underlying message that we're communicating to our kids or to our loved ones, by just buying things and handing them over. Even if they're like super thoughtful things, do you know? So, hey, Shorty P98, how are you? Um, I send out Christmas cards. Oh, nice. Oh my goodness, Kitty. I just realized the other day now I did the photos for our Christmas cards on December 1st. Cheyenne was here. I had both the puppies, so I had all my girls. I have not sent them to the printer. So people, I'm still going to do it because I want to document 2021, but they're going to get them late. But yeah, I think I like the cards with the photos because I feel like it's a moment in time. So I started doing that a couple years ago. Before I used to, I mean, you guys have seen, I used to just go to like Target and get some cards and fill them out. Now I do like the photos because I feel like it's a snapshot of what happened that year. Or not what happened that year, but here's what we look like, whatever. I think it's more personal, but you know. Some people don't like to be in pictures. My mom doesn't. But she does like getting the pictures. Vietnamese food is good. They have a lot of pho restaurants here. Or pho. And I love pho. I make it at home, but I don't know if it's... I do a keto version, but I like it. Celebrating Christmas in the new year, getting ready to move to the U.S. Oh, yay! In a couple weeks, and I simply couldn't focus on the holidays right now. We'll have dinner and gift exchange in January. I love that. That's smart. Don't overstress yourself. Like moving, marriage, divorce, death, birth. Those are the 5 highest stressors. So just, yeah, take it all the way down. You would love Molly. Oh, really? Oh, my God. I've got to go. I need to make a list. The older my daughter gets, the more she wants to be like me. Oh, I love that. How are you and the twins doing, Freya? How you ended up in tech and how has it been as a Black woman in those spaces? I don't mind sharing. I'm going to do a video on the other channel because I know you asked me in Vlogmas. I'm not going to do it here and not in this live, but I definitely will have that story for you. It was a very roundabout way how I ended up in tech. That I'll give you the cliff notes. I moved to New York in 2008 as a banker. I had been a compliance auditor when I lived in Los Angeles. We launched the first online banking tool for the bank that I work for. And as part of that, they needed somebody from compliance to help make sure that the way the application was implemented was in, not the confines, but within the bounds of the law of what the legislative writing was about it. And so that was my first intro into tech. I moved in 2008. The financial markets crashed. I was from California. I was not going to be able to get a job in tech. I mean, in banking, right? Because there were a bunch of New Yorkers now who had no banking jobs and who had been working on Wall Street for years. And so I had to pivot, and I went and worked for, oh my God, Fujitsu. I went and worked for a company called Fujitsu, and the client was Thomson Reuters. So it kind of blended. I had also been an actor at one point, so it kind of blended in like that was a media company, and then the tech side of implementing applications. And then as part of the Fujitsu job, I also learned about hardware because we were doing what they called a transformation. So we were transforming all software, hardware, infrastructure. So that's kind of how I learned about it. That was what I first got introduced, and then I'll tell you more when I do the video about it, how I ended up at NBC Universal in tech, because it was 2 more jobs later, and I almost didn't take the job. Like, it was the 3rd time they asked me to interview that I was just like, okay, whatever, which is funny because I've been there for 10 years now, and I didn't even want to like give them a time for an interview. But I'll do a video on it. And it's specifically about, one, being a woman in those spaces and then being a Black woman in those spaces. I mean, obviously there's intersectionality for me because I am both. But there are other women in the group who have struggles, not necessarily the same as a melanated woman, but there's different struggles. We all feel like the boys' club esque of it. I was okay with that because I had also felt that in banking, but I'll give you a whole video. I promise. I don't know why people move back to California. It depends. All of California is not expensive, Andrea. My hometown, not expensive at all. Not compared to New York. So, Los Angeles is not as expensive as New York. San Francisco is. But if you're not in tech, I don't know why you would go to San Francisco. Um, but California is such a vast land. There are people who live there on nothing. Like literally, they just live off the land. So it depends on where you are in California and what you want to do. But there are people with very large families who live very well on what would be called low income around the rest of the country. And you have to remember, like, there's a lot of California is farm country, so you can have your own animals and grow all your own food and be self-sufficient in that way. You have to work the land. um but if you're, and a lot of people have been gifted land, or they have the land and they lease it out to somebody else. Like Cheyenne's dad, his family had land that they no longer wanted to work, so they leased it out to migrant farmers, and then they work the land and live off the land, and they pay the landowners. So there are a lot of places in California that you can live very cheaply. My daughter has autism, and it gets overwhelming for her with all the decorations and gifts. So I get her, oh yeah, a few gifts. I can imagine, like, and the noise and the lights and the, oh my God, it gets a lot for me. French actually fighting going on in Mali at the moment due to the French stealing gold, but normally oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll have to look it up. I know a few people who work for Fujitsu in Jamaica. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I was there right when the Thomson Reuters merger happened, and so they had to bring both companies onto one infrastructure. And as part of that, they did device upgrades, application upgrades. I made several trips. I went to Toronto for like 6 weeks. I lived in DC for like 2 months because we're deploying. I spent a summer out in St. Louis, Missouri, because there's a big hub for them there. It was interesting, and most of the time I'm the only female in the room. So it was a little rough too. I'm gonna be honest, when I first moved here, because I had all these like New York guys, like Long Island, strong accents. They know I'm not from here. It was like a lot of ball busting going on. But I made my way through. Oh, all women. I love that. Very cool. I gotta get to Jamaica. What place would you recommend as a good place to live in California? Oh, Storm. It depends. It's so varied. It's so varied depending on, like, do you want to live where the snow is? I would go all the way up north. Do you want to be by the beach? Do you want it to be slow? Santa Barbara's a good place, but it's also, like, there's a lot of retirees in Santa Barbara, but there's also UC Santa Barbara there, which is a party school. It's very LGBTQ friendly. San Diego is like a quiet beachy town. It's more conservative. There is the Camp Pendleton is there. There's lots of Marines. I'm trying to think where else. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly would only recommend LA if there was something industry specific that you needed to be there for. Same for San Francisco, just because it is so expensive. Like you need to be in an industry that is prosperous there. Like you don't want to be working at Target and trying to live in LA. You know what I mean? And you don't want to have this other job just to live in LA. So it's got to fit of like, are you happy to be there and be in this industry, or could you live somewhere else and do what you do and have a higher quality of life? Not all of Cali. You just have to look in the right area. Yeah. All those national disasters happening is forcing some people to move back out there. I don't know. I'm not trying to move back out there. And the fires and all of that. I mean, California is easy. The weather is easy, right? You don't have the humidity like you have in Florida. You have the sunshine, but you also have the fires, congestion, all that stuff. California is so diverse. Like, if you were on vacation and you wanted to see like all of California, you could be there 2 months and not make it through the whole state. Maybe if you spent a day here and there. But if you look at the map, California all by itself is like what on the East Coast would be like New York down to Florida, New York, the Carolinas. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. There's a whole bunch of space between the Carolinas and Florida. But that whole East Coast, that is California. You have it at from the tippy top all the way down, from, what is that, Seattle. So Washington to Mexico. It also touches Nevada. It touches Arizona. California is it's the most populous state in America, in the U.S. So it's big country. Warmer climate, affordable, family-oriented agriculture. I would do Central California then. I would do Central California, which is where I grew up. And you could do Central or you could do Coastal. Coastal is going to have, like, the agriculture is there's a lot more wine there, grapes grown there now. But I mean, any part of, like, the middle of California, you can grow if you're just growing for yourself and not to make a profit from it, or you and your neighbors, anywhere along there is good. Yeah. But we always had like a garden growing up. I wouldn't say we lived off the land, but all of our produce came right out of my mom's garden. Like, we weren't going on a Friday night, to get lettuce for tacos or anything like that. Like, we were going to the backyard. Tornadoes and fires going on. Yeah. Oh wait, was there a tornado in California? I know there's a bunch of fires lately, but I didn't see any of. Definitely recommend the West Coast. Definitely recommend California part of the West Coast. It's gorgeous. It really is. But yeah, the climate is good. I just wonder with the fires, like, are more kids going to end up with asthma and whatnot? Because I feel like that's going to be out of control for a while, because it seems like most of us are content to pretend like climate change doesn't exist. So I don't know that any real action is going to. I'm from the Bay, but I wouldn't move back. No? Where are you living now, Aero, and why wouldn't you move back to the Bay? I'm curious. I love the medical teams in the Bay Area. My sister and I had our surgery at UCSF. I love all of the Yay area rappers. I dated one of them in high school. Yeah. But I've never lived up there. Like, my niece went to school in Oakland and I went to her graduation. That was amazing. I was like, oh, this is a whole vibe. I feel like there's, like, people of color are more united up there. That might be a misperception, or it might be from back in the day, the Angela Davis days. But, oh no, tornadoes down in Kentucky and Illinois and other states. Yeah, I did see those. When you said tornadoes and fires, I thought you were talking about California, because the fires in California have been crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of federal land too. I know they were trying to blame the governor on that, but it's a lot of federal land. He's not responsible for that. But, Gavin Newsom will always be my road dog because he signed the Crown Act into law. So the fact that there's a law that says we can wear our natural hair to work, I'm a fan of it. I lived in LA and was told I could not wear my natural hair and continue to keep my job. Central Cali is great, but there are definitely a few pricey areas, Folsom, Roseville, etc., because of the proximity to Intel and the prison. So that's good tax money. You couldn't pay me good money to live in Folsom because of the prison. Oh my God. But I mean, I guess that makes sense. And I know even like in my hometown, there are a few pricey areas, like people who wanted to move away, but I mean, technically they're still there, like Clovis. There's some gated communities and whatnot. I honestly don't think that the value is there, like from a non-emotional state of like, I don't live there, I don't have a family to protect. But from what I see, like relative to other markets, I feel like the price is the price of fear that they're paying for, not the value of what they're actually. I mean, and maybe that is a value to them, but does fear have equity? And is that equity transferable? Do you know what I mean? Like if someone else comes in and doesn't have that fear, are you going to be able to sell them what is, in my opinion, your overpriced home? I live in the Midwest now. I love everything about the Bay, I think, but the homelessness definitely does suck. What's going on with the container homes? I was hoping I would see more of like companies making the container homes and actually having homeless people live there, which I would imagine would be an amazing tax write off. I know I saw some in Santa Monica, but then it looks like they were removed. The homelessness is like, oh my God. And I don't know if you guys watch the videos on YouTube where there's some people who track their stories and it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's people like you and I who are randomly now homeless. Um, oh yeah, love everything. I got you. Hey, Janaya. Oh my God, Janaya. I was like, no, we're just talking about California and the whatnots and the whatever. I don't think I'm gonna make it for next week. I'll know by Wednesday for sure, but I think Omicron has got one up on me. Moni, how easy or difficult was your transition to New York? Was it challenging for you and your daughter to acclimate, or was it a relative breeze? Girl, I need a glass of wine. Hold on. Where is my? I'm gonna have to get a new glass. I have some thoughts. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's not enough wine in here. Okay. You got time today? Whoa. So I moved out to New York with my high school sweetheart. He sold his house in San Francisco, came to LA to live in my apartment with me. Then we moved to Queens. Cheyenne and I came out a month ahead. It was difficult. It was difficult. Cheyenne was going into high school. She was basically like, fuck you, mom. My whole life is in LA. I've gone to every single year of school of my life in LA. Why am I in New York? Um, the market was crashing. So I could not get a job in banking. And 30 days after I got here, he and I decided we were not a good fit. So the week before Thanksgiving of 2008, I moved out. Cheyenne and I moved out into a 2 bedroom in another part of Queens. And this joker told me I needed to give him half of the rent at his spot until he could get a roommate. Huh? What'd you say, sir? So it was interesting. It was an interesting transition. It made me stronger though. I had friends who flew out. They were worried about me. They came to check on me. I have many of what is that? I have many a night on the rooftop of my apartment with wine and a friend from LA with me. Then my mom and my sister came out to check on me. I mean, I had some money, thank God. Oh, that's on the cameras, on the computer screen. I'm like, it looks like there's a black mark on my dress. I had some money, but New York is not cheap. So it was an interesting transition. I hadn't been on the subway before. Like I had visited New York. I went on the subway once to take a picture on the subway, but I didn't like really understand the subway. And then we had looked for apartments over the summer. So that was my first time like being on the subway all the time. But I mean, it's not LA. It is definitely not LA. So I had to figure out, what it was. I didn't have very many friends. I luckily or unluckily, whatever, by hook or by crook, I went to a performing arts high school in Fresno, which is where I met him. A lot of my friends are like professional performing artists, so I know all of them here. Well, not all of them. The ones that I had kept in touch with that are here in New York. So I already had like a built-in community, which was good. I think it would have been a little harder for me had I not known anyone. And then two people who I knew, who I had met in LA, who were from Brooklyn, moved back to Brooklyn in 2009. So then I had two more people that I knew. So that helped. But it was a little crazy. It was a little crazy. But in all things, I stay focused. I stay focused. So I didn't allow myself to get overwhelmed or have like a pity party or whatever. I just was like, okay, I got a kid to take care of. You know what I mean? How I'm getting this Cheerio money. Where is this Cheerio money coming from? So, anyway, it could have been more difficult, Moni, if my mind wasn't right. You know what I mean? But it wasn't easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It wasn't easy. I did not have a job lined up. The place that I thought I was going to live, I stayed for 2.5 months and then got on. I could have stayed longer. What happened, and I, like, in full transparency, so when I came here, I wanted to pursue my acting first, which is why I wasn't like really worried about lining up a job. I had acted in LA, which made me attractive to New York agents. So I had gotten an agent here before I came, and so I was like going out on auditions and everything else. He gave me an ultimatum of like, you have to get a job, lickety split, and then we could talk about all this other stuff. And I just was like, I don't want to be running all over here desperate to get a job. Like, it's not a rush for me. He didn't agree. So listen, we got to part ways. And then as punitive, as punishment, he said, well, you have to get it. If you leave, you have to pay me half of the rent until I get a roommate. So it was basically like, you better do what I say type energy. And I'm Taurus to the day I die. Like, huh? So, yes. Oh, Jonea says there are container homes and tiny home communities, but there's just so many homeless people. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. There's got to be a way. I mean, I don't know if container homes are the way. I'm not saying that. There's got to be a way. Like, they were living somewhere at some point before. Um, hey, Jada, how are you? I'm like 15 minutes late in responding. Sorry. Raised in New York, I have a family in the military that I visited in California, and I fell in love. Oh, nice. Where, in Camp Pendleton or down by like Lemoore? Where were they stationed? Yeah, so my grandmother was from the Bronx, the one that I never met. She died when my mom was 14. But I always feel like I have New York in my blood. Like, I feel it's interesting because I'm not like 100% New Yorker. I'm very, if you have a conversation with me, like, what's your horoscope? I'm talking about energy. But I also am like very direct. And so I fit in here. Like, there's not a lot of people talking in circles out here, which I appreciate. In LA, they will talk you in some circles. You'll be dizzy talking to the wrong motherfucker. Like, oh my God. Starting to build more tiny homes for the homeless, but it's just too many homeless. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know, Miss Sun. I have not made any plans other than black eyed peas. Those are my very specific plans for New Year's. Is black eyed peas, gumbo, white rice. Beyond that, I'm just getting into the new year. Lindy, hello. Congratulations on your marriage. I'm glad you made it too. I actually was trying to catch you. I meant to come on. Originally, I was going to come on at 12:30, but life happened. So, um, Mrs. Living in Hope. Yes, girl. Not only half the rent, but 2/3 of the internet because it was me and Cheyenne. He felt like we were you. Mind you, Cheyenne didn't have a computer. She did have a mobile phone, but she didn't have a computer. Bye. I was attracting like the most anal retentive people on the planet. Oh my God, Angie. Like, you know what? I did one story time. I have to write it down. I have to practice because I've been watching the story times and they set them up so nicely. Like, I need to take notes or something so that I stay on track. Because, baby, if my middle name ain't Tangent, I don't know whose is. Oh, there's vacant malls. Oh, is it COVID vacant malls? They definitely should convert them. It astounds me that in America, the quote unquote, like, richest country on the planet, we have people that we can't figure out how to support them be their best selves. You know what I mean? Like, we all deserve a place to sleep. We all deserve warm meals. Why healthcare? Like, why are we struggling? There are lots of countries who have figured this out. Like, what's really going on? And then I wonder, like, what happened when tourists go to California and they see that if you're coming from another country, is there even awareness, like global awareness that this was going on? I mean, why aren't we taking care of our own? Oh, it's getting dark. I'm going to turn the TV off because it's like glaring in the... There we go. Oh, we got to go this way. Get the ring light out of there. Okay. I just don't understand why it's not like a bigger priority. The homelessness is people from outside of Cali being homeless in Cali. So they go there because of the weather or because of the benefits? Is that what's happening? Because there's a bunch of homeless people in New York too. I feel like they were better taken care of during the pandemic, like when I came back to New York. But, I mean, they're still here. Who's contemplating? Oh, are you? Why? Oh, my God. Okay. Interesting. What about your snuggle bunny? Not to diminish this person's role, but you did say you were snuggling. Is your snuggler going with you? Mrs. Living Up. Yes, girl. Yes. I get the trifling one. I'm okay to pay it, though. I want to leave the world owing nothing and no one. If you need this money, luckily he got somebody for December. Luckily for him. Because it might have been a minute, like, for real. Because I only had X amount of dollars and no job. But I feel like he was trying to, like, punish me. Or show me. Oh, my God. I'm trying to fix this necklace. It's reverse in this. Okay, let me look this way. I think it was like punishment for me wanting to pursue my art because he also was coming out to be an artist, had not made any like hadn't planted any seeds basically, but you know, the U.S. lost that title to China, but still there's more than enough resources for universal health care and solve homelessness. Really? We lost it, but China's still considered a developing country. Well, whatever it is, there's more than enough money. I agree for us to get healthcare and homelessness under control. Weather and benefits attract people. Okay. Oh, in Inglewood. I used to live around the corner from Inglewood. I was on Kitty Hawk, which is like 3 blocks over is when Inglewood officially begins. But I was like super close. I know this only because I had a child and she wasn't in the Inglewood school district because of where we lived. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known that. But yeah. Right around the corner is from Magic Johnson's Fridays, if it's still there. I didn't realize that. Okay. Is it a possibility for her? Look, I was about to be in your business. I was going to say, can she go the other way? But you share what you want to share because I am somebody's nosy auntie, I promise. China is in massive debt. Okay. We are too. Yeah, we are. But I know they're still considered a developing country. Not that I want to be in competition with China. I don't know what their homelessness situation is. And aren't they communists? So I'm definitely not trying to be in competition with them. Well, if you go to LA, if you need any tips, let me know. I mean, I'm sure she knows a lot about it too. But yeah, I lived there for 13 years, which I've officially now lived in New York longer than I lived in Los Angeles, which is crazy. Crazy. All right. Well, you guys have cheered me up. Lord knows I was not sure I was going to get through the beginning, and I did not plan to get on here and cry. And I was like, suddenly it all hit me. But yeah, I moved to New York with my high school sweetheart, and less than, we didn't even spend 2 months here together because I came out ahead of time. He came out in October, and I moved out in November. So it was interesting. Very interesting. But it got me to New York, and I'm definitely grateful to be in New York. Like, that part I don't regret. Because there was a time when it first happened, I still had my apartment in LA. I had like 60 days left on my apartment, and I was like, should I go back and like figure it out from there? But I was like, banking is going to be weird either way. Like, I might as well, I'm already here. And all my stuff was here. I got you. So she can't leave for a while. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to be in your business because I realized we're on an open thing, and so it's just habit. Um, Thank you, Shorty98. As of 2021, China surpassed the U.S. regardless of debt. Surpassed the U.S. in what? In I don't remember what we were saying about it. In terms of prosperity? Sorry, Shar, I don't remember. What did they surpass the U.S. with? Like, uh, they have more money, irrespective of. I can't remember if we were talking about the money part. I'm sorry. You guys have everything in your advanced countries. It's funny how we listen to you and think, wow, they're so lucky. Our struggles are real in South Africa. Yeah. Um, Even here, though, there are degrees to it. And I've been more aware of it during the pandemic, since the pandemic started, than before. Like, I realize it's a luxury for me to get to sit around and think about my feelings. Like, I know there are people who are lower on Maslow's hierarchy of needs that don't have the luxury to sit around and think about how they feel because they're at the bottom of the pyramid. They're trying to figure out food, water, safety, shelter. And so they don't. So the homeless people are, in general, not sitting around talking to their therapist and trying to figure out the path to enlightenment, right? They're like trying to get by from day to day. So even within this, I don't even know what to call it, advanced country, there are still levels to it. So I do take out the time to be grateful and show my gratitude for everything. Um, 'Cause yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, it's 4:35. I'm going to wrap up, ladies. Is there anything burning or otherwise that you guys want to talk about? I will probably come on one more time or put a video up one more time before Jesus's birthday. I'm off next week, so I'm excited about that. I'll know on Wednesday or not if I'm traveling, but I'm definitely off. So I don't have to go back till next year on the 4th. I'm excited about that. All right, ladies. I will talk to you later. Please hit the thumbs up on the way out. It helps me. Cost you guys nothing. You too, Kitty. Have a great day. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate all of you. I'm thinking of all of you. Thanks for all your love and support. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Baby, that's to us all. Thank you.